They told me wait to get in my way. They told me wait to get in my way. They told me wait to get in my way.
All right, what's good, everybody? It's UC Fresco out here at Cast Town Lab Studio. You see, I'm not normally in front of the camera, but new year, new me, I guess. Over here with a new episode of Mixed Minds and shit like that. Thank you to everybody who tunes in. Thank you to everybody that's been tuning in. Right now, new year, second day of it, but it's my first time meeting this guy right here, so I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
My name is Beige. I'm a producer. I'm from Wisconsin. Been living in Brooklyn for about 5 years now, so you could say I've been producing out of Brooklyn. This is where I kind of started it out at, so kind of where I spread my wings. So I definitely produce out of Brooklyn.
When'd you leave Wisconsin?
October 2015.
2015. So you've been out here for 4 years. Did you live like in Milwaukee, or did you live like somewhere more rural?
So I've lived all over the place. I'm from Milwaukee. I got a lot of family there, but then I went to high school in a place called Eau Claire. It's like 3-4 hours up north.
Right.
There's only one notable person from there. That's Bon Iver, the band. Yeah, Justin Vernon. He's
okay.
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm used to saying it Bon Iver, but you said Bon Iver. All right.
Yeah, the proper way.
Yeah, you got me with that one.
But yeah, he went to the rival high school in our conference, so that's the only notable really thing from there.
Right. So you made the move to New York to like get like a more of an opportunity, or
I feel like the mindset in Wisconsin is like it's totally different from here. It's very slow paced. It's not up to key like that New York is, and I always strive for something that was more like me and people I could relate to, and I always felt like I had a more creative side that I could push. So once I got out here is when I realized. I can't say I moved out here to do all that, but when I got out here, I realized that,
Right. All right, so kind of just getting right into it, like I was letting Justin Nast, they're the really ones that pushed for me to interview you the last time I linked up with them. And shout out to them at Black Block Studios. Nast Christo, Just Live and go record with them.
My guys.
Yes. So they really put in the work for me to reach out to you. So how'd you link up with them?
Honestly, it was a mutual friend. So actually, to backtrack some more, I knew Just because he worked at Nike Soho for a little bit with me. And I met him through that. We chopped it up and got cool. And then he left out of nowhere abruptly. And then my friend AG always was putting me on like, yo, my friend Nas, he's a good rapper, da-da-da. And I would hear him, and I started following him on Instagram, and I was like, yo, he's actually pretty dope,
Right.
And I joined his live one time, and I was like, yo, I got beats. And he said, send that. Got the email, and ever since, the rest is history,
All right. At first, did you have kind of like hesitations about reaching out to him? Because I know it's kind of like, you didn't really want to reach out to somebody and they kind of take advantage of you or anything like that, or the skepticism and shit.
I mean, I'm a person that how do I say this? I'm overly critical of my own work. So sometimes I'll overthink myself out of maybe a good opportunity because I might not think my stuff is good enough. So I was like, yo, I'm just shooting my shot. I just sent it. I was like, yo, bro, I want to send some stuff. And he fucked with everything I sent him in the pack. So.
Right. Now, do you normally do that with artists, or do you have to like kind of feel them out and see what they're about first?
I kind of just listen to your music. I feel like I have a certain vibe and key and mood to my beats, so it's kind of like it has to fit for us. I have like a certain darkness, I guess you would say, to my beats, so
right.
Nas fills that void really well.
Yeah, I've been in the studio, with Nas and Just more than enough times I could kind of know them for a while, and so I really know how their sounds have evolved like over time. And right now, what they're fucking with and what they're on, they're calling it the new age. Like, do you feel like you kind of like helped into that? Well, I know you don't record with them all the time, but
yeah, I mean they're like they're probably the artists that I put 100% in. Shout out Steve-O too. I send all my beats mainly to them, so any sound that you hear from them, I feel like kind of I'm like the bottom line when it comes to beats for them. So we built something kind of cool up there.
Right. Now, from what I've heard, and that's just scamming some unreleased tracks here and there, I don't want to spill the sauce too much.
Yeah.
But you sound like I was telling you in the hallway. It's like driving through a tunnel, like in a sports car or something like that. Like it's like some iRobot kind of sound. So how'd you build that for yourself?
I guess like my inspirations come from a lot of different places. Like being in the Midwest, like we was talking about. We don't really have a sound, You've heard the artists from Chicago, like the Kanyes, and of course, but I've took a lot of blends of West Coast and East Coast to what I like, and I feel like it came out with my sound. I don't feel like I sound like anybody, but if I had to directly say who I was the most inspired by, is Cardo. Like I really enjoy Cardo's beats. Like the guy is a magician. He can make any type of beat. So and Metro.
There's like a lot of like low key Cardo songs that you didn't even know were produced by him because he had the early stuff with Wiz Khalifa. But even now, like he's spread out his work a lot more, and that's kind of like without the producer tag, I feel like people don't get that type of recognition.
We talk about that Seen It All beat he did for Jeezy and Jay-Z. It's crazy.
Plenty. How long have you been making the beats? Because you said you didn't really like come out here just to make beats. So but you realized it here.
Yeah, I was not making beats when I moved out here. I started making beats probably like a year and a half, maybe a little longer ago. So all this is kind of fresh in my mind. I'm still growing, you know.
Right. Has your sound been like this from day one and now?
No, I used to try to sound like fucking Stupid Zool or whatever his name is, and or Stupid Cool, and all these different type of producers that, you know, I would try to chase a sound, but I think the bottom line is you plug in inspiration from them and you kind of just build your own. And I'm still trying to trust my own ear to like, yo, this is dope, you know, because sometimes I'll scrap stuff that I probably liked. Yeah. But bottom line is just trusting your ear. That's what I've learned. Just keep trusting your ear and repetition.
Right. Now, was it easy for you to figure out like how to really place the music on a fundamental level? Like, did you have any prior experience making music at all?
No, man. Honestly, I don't come from a family of music at all. I come from like just a regular family, you know. None of my family has musical ties. I just always had a love, like deep down. So I studied it deeply ever since like Get Rich or Die Trying changed my life. Right. So like ever since then I've just kind of I've been stuck on rap. Mm-hmm. I generally like R&B music though, like a lot.
Right. Like, what are some of your influences that you really listened to early on then?
Early on, like all music?
Yeah.
Definitely Warren G and a lot of Snoop Dogg, Tupac.
Right.
Of course 50 Cent. That was like when I was old enough to like start to understand lyrics and what a grown man is talking about, you know? Mm-hmm. So then I got into Jay-Z in my midlife and started going back in that, and yeah, that's kind of what shaped my life. But as of now, my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm a huge Future fan. I can't go without saying that. Like, I fuck with Future heavy, everything. I'm biased.
Yeah, definitely. Shouts to Future. So was it easy for you to like figure out a sound to mold yourself after, or was it like you kind of had to listen to the rappers and then get into the producers?
I guess it started with listening to rap, of course, and then my love for producing came from I started trying to DJ just because I always knew like some way I would do the music industry, like whether it's creatively or I'm trying to put things together. Like, it was just my love. It's just music, bottom line. But I started DJing, and that kind of like helped me break down music, whether in bars and like counting claps and like understanding what this sounds like are building up to be, and what a voice is just like an instrument, you know. And that kind of helped me like look at music from a third party view and really learn how to break it down.
Yeah, because I feel like DJing is kind of like the most fundamental level of production in a sense, because back then that's when they used to just mix songs, and that's how you used to make remixes and samples and things like that. So did you ever have like any experience like trying to dabble into sampling or anything like that, or do you do it now?
I try to sometimes. I'm not the best at sampling, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of hard to like listen to the key and all that stuff, but I have before. I've definitely used a few samples. From time to time I use like a friend of mine, a producer. He used to be my roommate. His name's Nino. Anybody wants to check him out, he's really dope. We started making beats together, but I'll use loops from him from time to time. Anytime there's a looperman.com, sometimes I'll use like guitars off there. I try not to ever use like melodies that I know I could make.
Right.
But sometimes you get like real authentic guitars off of there. So, yeah, that's about it.
Right. Now, do you record usually with the artist, or do you really just send every pack in?
I usually send every pack in. I'm not gonna lie. A few beats I made in the studio and in the session, but for the most part, I just kind of just make beats in my bed with my headphones in.
You don't like going to the studio?
I do. I try to more. It's just with my work schedule. I do have that full-time job too, so it's hard to really get in there as much as I want to.
Definitely, man. That's hard for me too. I go to work after this.
I feel you. That's tough, bro.
It definitely is. But so when you work with somebody like for the first time, how do you even like get acclimated if you don't really like step into the studio with them and really figure that out?
I guess realizing what you are as a producer, you know, you're more than just a beat maker. I feel like nowadays it's easy to get thrown in the beat maker category, and I want to be more than that. I want to like actually build a song. Right. I feel like when Nast hears my beats or Steve-O, they instantly want to write to it because I feel like there's a vibe that you instantly walk into, and I want my beats to be cinematic, but at the same time vibey enough to be catchy, you know?
Right. Now, though, like I said, the only songs I've heard produced by you are from them. So is there anything like out there that's loose for the people to listen to that could get them acclimated as well? Because Scam is the only one that's out too. Go run that up on YouTube. Scam is out on YouTube. Shouts to Nast, shouts to Doink.
Definitely. I have another song with Doink. I'm trying to get him to drop that eventually. Me and Nas got my notes full. Yeah, so it's like whenever he wants to drop, you know, I'm not gonna pressure him because I want to have like a legitimate project. If we're gonna drop or if we're gonna do it, let's have singles set up. So, but I'm always ready to drop. So,
right.
Nothing loose, to be honest. And to answer your question, I don't have any like loose tracks out right now.
Yeah, that was part of what I was gonna ask next. Like, I feel like it's a little bit harder for a producer to really market himself out there because a rapper, they could just get as many beats as they need to and then build up a fan base. But as a producer, you kind of got to market yourself to the rapper. So, what's like some ways that you think, I don't know, you could kind of get over that hump?
I definitely got to get better in that category my damn self. But
right.
Ways that I've looked and I feel like are good and beneficial is like we talked about before, when you place your loops and your melodies and stuff other places, you allow other producers and collaborations to happen. And that's kind of a cool way that the producer communities kind of came up. Mm-hmm. That's another way, essentially being a composer.
Right.
You can buy collabs from like these internet money guys, like top producers that are actually getting placements. You can do that. That gets you at least some shine. Like if you're looking for that placement, you could do YouTube tutorials teaching people like sauce and stuff like that.
Right.
That'll get your YouTube views up and really help you out. But essentially it's just making good beats.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the bottom line in all of this.
What do you think has been the key for you to realize how to make a good beat?
Trusting my ear. Like your ear is your vibe. Like
right.
don't be stuck on like trying to sound like people. Like just continuously make beats because you're gonna shape your ear to get better, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what I've done. I've just forced myself even when I didn't want to make beats, just keep going and and mm-hmm. I've got a product that I like what I'm doing, but I definitely got room for improvement.
Yeah, definitely. That's with everybody though. I feel like we're young veterans in this because I've been doing the media production for a couple of years. You've been making beats for a couple of years now. But what was like really a way for you to take the first step fundamentally?
I guess I always search for trying to work with an artist because I would just send out emails and just I don't know, it'd be hit or miss because I'd be sending out emails to big artists and a lot of people are sending them beats, so it's very rare you're gonna get your pack open and it has to hit.
Right.
So I figured let's build something up from the ground up, and that's when I linked up with Nas. I was searching for an artist for a long time, and Nas works hard. He's constantly writing. When I send him beats, he gives me feedback. So that was the pinnacle when I was like, yo, I should really take this a lot more serious. And
do you think that it's been important to build a relationship with just engineers as well? Because I don't know if you do your own engineering from time to time or anything like that.
I would like to learn more. I mean, I mix and master my tracks as best of my ability, but it's always nice to have somebody like Just he's a very talented individual, you know. Yeah. His ear is really solid, and he knows how to mix a song really well. So having a guy like that, he made me want to go harder because him being like, yo, you're really talented, bro. Your beats are fire. That to me was a stand-up for me. Like, damn, I'm actually doing something good, you know, because they think really highly of me.
Yeah.
And I never, not to say I thought my beats were trash or anything, but like, these motherfuckers like really big me up, and I appreciate that, you know, because that helps me make better beats. And that was another thing I was gonna talk about. Confidence helps you make better beats.
Right.
So you got to go into this like, yo, I make good beats, you know. So just law of attraction shit.
Yeah, definitely the law of attraction is a big thing. And at first for me, like I was somebody that learned kind of the handle for camera and how to build everything up from school, and I know Just went to school too. But what's it kind of like being home trained? Like how do you even learn?
Repetition, like anything, you know, you just muscle memory. You teach yourself. Your ears and all that's a muscle. So if you constantly do something, it's like shooting a free throw.
Right.
You just gotta keep working, man. The 10,000 hours, you just put a lot of hours into anything and you stay committed. Sky's the limit, bro. Because I seriously didn't know a shit about this 2 years ago, like nothing. And now niggas like really are like, yo, this is good, bro.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And your sound, I don't know. It doesn't really like you try to it doesn't sound like you try to do too much. Like I could tell there's not many tracks on the beat, you know,
Yeah.
that you've layered up and down. So did you start off kind of like getting in your own way?
Like I would do too much, and then when you overproduce, it's a lot, man. And melodies are catchy, and a vibe is catchy, and sometimes you find yourself being like, damn, I didn't do enough to this. It could use more, but anything can always use more. There's always better in anything, but there's a vibe for that moment. So
Right.
you might as well make that as it is, because what your ear might not catch, somebody else might catch and push it forward. So, yeah, I kind of forgot the question. My fault. I'll be going on a tangent sometimes.
It's all good. I forgot it my damn self. But how many beats a day do you think that you've had to like follow for the repetition to get to this point where you're at right now?
Hit or miss. I kind of try to track it about a month. So it's like, if I can make like 100 in a month, like that's good for me. But like sometimes for a day, if we minimize it, it's like I'll try to crank out 3 to 5. But sometimes a day comes out and I only do 1 because I had a long shift. So
Right.
I'll just come home and I'll just watch TV or something. But
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know producers that take long gaps like that. So to even keep up with one a day, you know, that's something that a lot of people strive to. But how do you even get over like a mental block like that? Because, you know, some days you kind of just go through it. But some people, they feel that a little bit longer. And I'm sure everybody as a creative is going through it, you know, at some point in time.
yeah, I mean, you have to allow yourself those mental breaks. You have to gain inspiration. You have to play video games if you like that, which I do. Watch TV, listen to other music. You know, you have to gain inspiration from stuff. A lot of people think that's like stealing and stuff. No, it's not. A lot of great art comes from inspiration from other great art. So you do have to take these things and place them into yours, but you have to make it yours. And I think a lot of producers, because there's a lot of us now, they might do that, and you might get beat block, and I still get beat block.
Right.
I had beat block this morning, you know. You just got to keep working, because there's many different like formulas. Like music theory is just, it's science in the end. You just you break it down, you do all these different melody tricks, and you're gonna get something. It's all about how you mix it in the end. I feel like there's 3 good components of a beat. It's mixing, melody, and drums.
Right. So when you were first like teaching yourself, did you have any producers that were kind of like, all right, let me study the sound a little bit?
No, I guess just me and the producer I talked about before, Nino, we started together. That's like my best friend, so we just kind of just pushed each other like, nah, that's not it. That's kind of trash.
Right.
We bounce stuff off each other, ideas, and we have different sounds, so it's easy for us to like gauge each other, and we know each other's like what we like, so that helped kind of shape me get better. And I guess I just trusted myself, so I was like, or I would be like, nah, this is trash. Like you can hear it.
All right, so are there any other lanes that you kind of like see yourself getting into once you kind of elevate on the production level?
I want to like help artists put like mixtapes together, you know. I want to just listen to your full tape and like all 50 or 200 songs you just made, and I want to pick out the best ones to put out a project, you know. I want to really A&R, cuz it's kind of dying, that field. There's only like a few good ones, you know. So I want to A&R somebody's project, executive produce, vice versa.
Right. Well, I feel that everything is so kind of independent these days that it's almost maybe being an A&R irrelevant, but you just have to be an artist in itself to put other artists in a position to succeed now, because now everybody's just looking at the artist for the inspiration. They don't really want to look at like a label head doesn't really want to look at somebody in the office that brings it to their attention and stuff like that. Like it doesn't really get hot until there's an Instagram video, until there's whatever else is backing it, you know?
You hop on the moving train. It's easy. I mean, it's more efficient. I get it on the business end, but there's no real like artist shaping anymore. So you can't like, it's just a bunch of people running around making music.
Yeah, man, it can be a little bit crazy. So what's like, I don't know, is it hard for you to kind of reach out and network with people? Because obviously I have to reach out with a bunch of artists per day just to even secure how many interviews I do in a month or so. So
I would say yeah, like, cause I'm an introvert at heart, so it's like I like the personal connections. So I want to like, outside of like DMing you, which can be kind of weird. Like I don't know, man to man, I'm just DMing you like, yo, let's work. You know,
yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to come across like your vibe to push it. So I would prefer like meeting people in the studio and we kind of exchange vibes, and you know, I feel like that's just a better way to do business and kind of make music. So that's the preferred method for me.
Definitely. Now, did you kind of like so you just started making music with Nas this year. So when you first started off, you were just keeping those beats in the stash then.
Yeah, honestly, like I would send them to like a few artists I would start following on Instagram or something like that. Or a few people hit me back like, "Yo, this is dope." Never send you a song back or anything. But right when I worked with Nas, he would send me reference tracks back right away that he recorded on, and
Right.
we just kind of built up a chemistry. I know what scale he usually liked beats in, like what key. Like the guy, he's pretty consistent. Not that he doesn't like go outside the box, but I'm starting to understand him as an artist too. So it's making that chemistry easier.
I don't know. Could it be like? Could it be hard for you sometimes? Well, not. Let me not say hard. When you have to push yourself, like how Nas would push himself. What's the way that you would do it?
Damn. See, that's hard for me because I have to. That's the one part where I got to get better is marketing myself. You know, I got to put myself out there a lot better. So I guess I just gotta utilize the free platform I have in social media a lot better. And there's websites like Track Train and BeatStars that you can sell beats on and stuff. So I want to take more advantage of that this year, definitely. Just to make this more of a business flow for myself and not just a hobby.
Right. And I think part of the business flow is kind of humbling yourself in a little bit because I know it's a little bit hard to put your beat on a website like that where there's the threat of somebody could just kind of rip it, you know?
Good creatives can make another one, you know? Like at the bottom line, it's like I can give away a bunch of beats and you can take it, but what if we make a good ass song out of this, you know? As long as you do your proper back end work, like do publishing and all that, you should be able to come out all right.
Right. Have you learned anything about like kind of the tricks of the trade in the industry as far as being prepared to handle it for when you do get to that level?
I would be lying if I said I was fully ready or I knew 100% what I was talking about.
Right.
I feel like there's a learning curve that I still have to get over with that. I understand it to a little bit of a degree. I know there's clearances and a lot of publishing you have to go through to kind of get your money if you want to do this right. But to a degree, I have a lot of my stuff covered under BMI. I have to do that more. But I'm just now starting to get songs on the surface that I'm ready to put out. So
yeah,
now's the time to kind of do my back end work too.
Well, there's a lot of people that kind of just put it out just to put it out, and they don't even know about that. So what are some pieces of advice that you have for the people that, you know, got to look out after themselves ultimately? Because like you said, it is a business.
I mean, on the producer's tip, producer, you own everything. And if you didn't like make a legal agreement or anything like that where you sold the exclusive right and it's just a lease, like that's your song. Even if the guy recorded on it, he sent you that back, like not that you need to take advantage of that because I don't think everybody should just sell beats all the time. Like if you fuck with somebody's music, just send them beats, make art. It doesn't always have to be a money thing, but
like that kind of works itself out.
Yeah. You know, like if you have that relationship, but if you want to get your money and stuff like that, make sure you cover yourself. You know, do all your research. That's the bottom line. Get copyrights.
Yeah, could you see yourself being like in a producing like in like a situation like Pierre Bourne and Tekashi, what happened with the Gummo beat? Like,
yeah,
like
that
you
was
didn't really
tough.
fuck with somebody like that, but you kind of just get over on them, get like 70% of the publishing rights.
I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about. We own the song at the bottom. You do your background. If you don't fuck with that, handle that. Okay, accordingly. Yeah. I approve of what Pierre did, not just because of my bias towards Tekashi or anything, but before that, like that was a good business move on Pierre's part. I think a lot of us would do that in that regard, especially with that. Even he probably wouldn't have did that if the song didn't go #1, you know. So,
so what are some of your rules that you picked up for yourself as a producer when dealing with a rapper?
Don't give too much. Like as far as like your sound or like don't keep some stuff in the bag, like so you can like say things get dry, you can be like, oh, I got this, and you drop it on them, and it's like boom, you spark more inspiration. So that'd be kind of one. And stay working, like always stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Like that's constantly one. So I like to come in the studio with beats like ready, where I can just plug in, boom, start playing stuff for people, and that'd be one. My third. No, that's it. I'm just gonna leave it at 2 rules, man. Just stay working, man. Just be ready. Just always work, because you're gonna get better in that. There's always a growth period.
So what are the next steps that you got planned out for yourself?
Keep working, for real. Just keep working, trying to network a lot more. Do stuff like this. Like we talked about. This is my first interview, so I have to get myself out there and showcase my talent, because I do believe that I'm talented and I got a long road. So I I got to do a lot in a short time.
Right.
Just work hard, man.
What are some of like traditional producer techniques that you kind of want to get into, if there are any? Like as far as maybe honing yourself more as a DJ or anything like that.
I want to get out of my comfort zone, man. Like whether it's making like a New York drill beat, you know, or it's like I want to make more R&B beats. Like my little brother is a super talented artist. His name's Clayton Biddle. He's got music on iTunes if anybody ever wants to check it out. Like his voice is insane. I would put him in like the Daniel Caesar categories, that type of vibe.
Right.
So I want to make stuff for him. Like that would be like a dream for me to make like a full project with me, just me and my little brother. That'd be crazy to me. Like so that'd be something I would really like to do. Get out of my comfort zone.
Disclaimer for everybody: we both put our hands up because there's a fly in here, so we can't look at us crazy. But so what's it like being the first two of your family then? Because you said that your family didn't really have like a music repertoire like that, but you and your little brother are obviously both. I'm assuming that he's talented, you know, if you're vouching for him. So what's it like? What was it like building a dynamic between him that you two could be the first ones? Or did you both kind of just stumble upon it differently?
We stumbled upon it differently. Like we grew up listening to different music. He's like an R&B head, full. Like that's his vibe. He's a nice, sweet guy. We're very similar. We look just alike, but we're like polar opposites, you know.
Right.
But that's my little brother. Like we're close as ever. I guess getting to music, how do I say? That's tough. We might have to cut this out. I kind of like lost fucking train of thought.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure this out, man.
Yo, what was even the question?
What was it like for you two kind of being the first ones in your family?
Oh, my fault. Oh, it's different, you know. It's inspiring for the rest of my family. You know, like my mom she thinks the world of us. You know, she thinks we have a bright future, and I think we do too. I just want to make her happy, so it's different from my family. Not a lot of them think like that. My mom just works hard, so for somebody to do something creatively and try to push for that passionately is very different from my family. So it's a growth period.
Right, definitely. Yeah, no, that's good to hear, man. But I guess just let everybody know what you have coming up. Shout out to anybody that you want to shout out, everything like that, you know.
Shout out Back Block Studios, Just, Nast, Steve-O, everybody over there.
Definitely shout out Winter 15. Those
big time. Guys. The winter's coming. It's not over yet. Shout out my little brother Clayton. Shout out Nino. I think that's about it, man.
Let the people know really quick where they can find you on Instagram. You know, check out songs like Scam and everything like that, because that's definitely going crazy right now. Go check it out on YouTube.
Definitely on YouTube. Check that out. And then you can check me out on Instagram, beige.rc, BEIGE, like the color, .rc. That's really the only social media I really use for the most part. I'm not a big on that, so
right.
I gotta get more, but more songs to come. It's gonna be on SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever. I'm trying to get that out there this year a lot.
All right, for sure, bro. Definitely appreciate your time today, man. You know, you're a talented dude. Shout out to Just, shout out to Nast once again for putting me on to this talented man, for sure.
Appreciate you for having me, man. Definitely.
Yeah, you already know. Keep it to it, down to the soul. Mixed minds, artistocracy, everything like that. Any aspiring artists, check this out. You want to get on the show, definitely feel free to contact me. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
All right, bro. Oh, thanks,
Good work.
man.
Yeah, you already, bro.